Let me just make a quick tweet. Alright. Let me just make a quick post real quick. Just say, hey. See here, you stream offline. Like, cause yeah, I'm nervous as shit. I just thought about it, cause I thought I could just stream M4 Yaps episode 6 or episodes like a live, cause you know normally no one's in the lives, but now there's people in lives. I'm like shit. So it's kind of hard, you know. So yeah, back to what I was now. Just scurry on to a new topic. Yeah, I think it was my living situation. Yeah, my living situation. I chose to be out in the living room, you know. I just couldn't, like, I just didn't know how that would work streaming in my bed, my actual bed. I don't know how that would look. So I just opted to just have all my gaming stuff out here. And it's not any better, honestly, because I feel like it's still a lose-lose situation either way. Again, I had to hard cap myself because of my parents, because again, I'm living under their roof. I can't really tell them to shut the fuck up, or I'm not saying that I would, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you guys get what I'm saying. Like, I respect my parents. Like, though ideologies I feel like are different in a sense. Like, they're still my parents at the end of the day, no matter what. Like, I just can't see myself doing that to my parents after how much they've sacrificed, really, for me, my brother, my sister, for everyone, really. And they're still doing it, you know? Like, not a lot of parents that I've seen, at least, are gonna do that, you know? It's just crazy. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's times with, I don't know. I mean, do I want to say it? No time soon. Like, I'm just trying to think how am I going to say this? How am I going to word this? Alright, yeah. So it's like, even with everything, the oldest member out of my, like, siblings, it's been rough. It's been rough just trying to be nice to them about just how they move in their how they move in their lives. Because what I see on a daily basis it's honestly sad. For me, at least, it's honestly sad. And every single day, it feels like it's just the same repeated action over and over and over and over again. It's just hard. It's really, really hard. Like, just how they move in their lives, given they're in their mid-20s, bro. It's like mid-20s and shit. And it's like they still act like they're in high school. I don't know if you guys have gotten that before, or have ever been through something like that before, but every day is just a fucking grind. It's just ridiculous from top to bottom. Like, this person has a dog and everything. She gets into every morsel of food there is imaginable. Like, there were days where we had to hide like literal cabinets and containers of food because they would get in, because the dog would get into it every single day. Like, they root in the trash. They literally, I shit you not, one time they climbed up the sofa. They climbed up the sofa up to like the fucking kitchen, to like the stove, right? The stove wasn't on. They climbed up into the stove and they got into like everything that was on that stove. Holy shit. Again, over time, I thought this dog was cute. It's a cute dog. It's a cute dog. They're really really fucking intelligent. Really fucking intelligent. Really cute. But at the same time, there's this wire that's in them that I just it's just hard for me to just be on simple terms with said dog. It's hard. Because it's like, yeah, I see the appeal, but it's like, she gets into everything. And it's like, I'm tired of just hiding everything from this dog. Like, I'm tired of it. And to be honest, they should have been booted like months ago. But they're still here. Like the dog should have been booted months ago, but no, it hasn't. I mean, luckily for the oldest, not for us. And there's a lot about the oldest one. It's like they have no plan. They don't have a plan. And just like they don't have a plan of what they're doing with their lives. Like, I would understand if you were going to college, or if you were doing like a side hustle, or shit, even making content, and you have a job to support yourself. But they're not doing that at all. Like I will give them credit. They are getting their certifications. Like, I know the oldest recently got her certification in like in the gym. There's like a gym trainer certification. Like, they're getting their certifications for nutritionists, gym certifications. Like, that's great. That's honestly great. So they're probably gonna work their job as a trainer. And mind you, they're also a gym influencer. A gym influencer with no job, has a dog to their name, lost their car however many months ago. And you could probably tell me, like, hey, this is just really fucked up. Like, you're airing out all of their laundry in this video. And yes, I understand that. You're right. But you gotta understand, this is M4 Yaps. I have some skeletons in my closet that I'm probably going to talk to you guys about. Like, that's the point of M4 Yaps. It's insight on my life and what I go through, and just the inner workings of what M4 is, who I am, really. So this is like parts of my life. It's like a diary, honestly. And it's therapeutic because I get to say this, and it's just a diary, something to keep, something to watch back on my past thoughts, my past actions, and just how I moved at this age of mine. Like, right now I'm 19, and I've been doing this for over 2 years. I started the first episode like last year, and we're already at episode 6. And it's the perfect time to really talk about this because everyone's out of the house. I don't really like talking to my family as much, you know. Like it's hard talking to my family at times because everything that just goes on in the house, all the bullshit I hear, the different ideologies I feel, and I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a minute. It's like it's just tough, you know. Like to me, I just feel like I'm just no one. Like I feel like I don't gravitate towards anyone. I respect them, don't get me wrong, but just like in terms of who I want to become, I feel like I don't want to become neither my dad, my mom, the oldest, the middle child. Like I just don't feel any attachment or feeling like gravitating towards that person, you know. Like for me, it's just like I'm just on my own. I'm just myself. And for a while now, with my environment, I've been shamed for it at times. For most of the time, I've been shamed for it. Oh, what the fuck you laughing about? Or why are you so happy about life? Like I know that's not what they say. It's not the exact wording, but that's just how I felt, or that's what I thought at the time. Like even with basketball, I stopped playing basketball I haven't touched a ball in over like 3 months because every time it's like, even just thinking about coming back to the sport, I just get that feeling, just those memories from playing with my teammates.
Stopping to take a break,
like with basketball, barely got the ball. Like towards the end, I barely got the ball. I got yelled at quite a lot by my own teammates for the mistakes they've made. You know, got disregarded most of the time. You know, I was just the last option, or oh, this guy just has the ball, he's not gonna do anything with it. Like I've been an underdog, or in this case, I've been just the spark plug on the team. You know, whatever. Like I always worked 100%. I put everything into my work 100% of the time. I worked hard at my craft for a while, and within that time, I kind of lost who I was. You know, like after this year, it's like the first 3-4 months I was struggling with just who I was, what do I do, like is this who I am, is that who I am. Like the identity around being a basketball player for over 13 years, that was my identity. That was just who I was. I was the athletic kid, the athletic popular kid in some instances. In other instances, in like later on, like high school, I was just a quiet kid. I didn't really care about what my friends were doing. Like a lot of my teammates from high school, it was all about the fame. It was all about, you know, being the basketball player, the star basketball player on the team, you know, just going for theirs, you know, because that's what was thought, at least in my opinion, what was going to get them a ticket out, or that's what it was going to take for them to go to the next level. And in turn, it just ended up being a piece of shit. Like it just ended up being horrible for all of us. Like their own selfishness is what got us booted from the playoffs all those years ago. Like when we played, right, we were a good team. We were a really good team. Like we could have went far into the playoffs because our district for the most part was really shit. Our district was ass. We could have wiped everyone in our district and possibly everyone in our region, even regionals. We could have done some damage in the regionals. We may not have probably won that, but we would have been close if we all played together. But that was our problem. We never played together. And partially the reason why we're in this spiral, I'm in this spiral in the first place, is because of that. You know, it was horrible. Yeah, I know you guys probably want to see some gameplay. I know you guys want to see some gameplay, but it's like, nah. It's like I'm trying. I want to at least do something, you know. I'm just trying. I don't know. Shit. You see why I'm doing this like off camera? Like, you see why now? Because I would have probably been stuttering. I would have started stuttering by like what, 10 minutes? Past 10 minutes and shit. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, we were a great team. Like in our district, we had a good record. The other team was really bad. We could have won, but it is what it is. And I still believe, even as the, you know, disregarded person on the team. There's no time for there was moments where I never got. Like, I just straight up. And for me, it was a myriad of things. It was just the fact that I didn't have respect for myself. My teammates didn't have respect for me, it feels like. Or if they did, they never showed it on the court. There's only a few people from that season that I really do respect. There are still a few people, not gonna name names, but I don't talk to them. Like shit, even our senior photo, I sat away from
my blade is already sheathed.
Like I was in the corner. Because I just, for me, it just wasn't. I just didn't have any attachment to it. Whatever they thought about it, I just thought the opposite. That just wasn't me. It was not me. I didn't want to be these people. I didn't want to be that jock who was just getting all the girls or was fucking all the bitches and shit. I didn't want to be like that, you know? Like, I wouldn't say a virgin. No, I was. But it was just like, I was just thinking just one will be fine instead of multiple. I wasn't on that. I wasn't really the type of person to just be a whore, essentially. Because that's where some of my teammates were. They were whores. And just fuck every single girl that comes their way. Like, that just wasn't me. Like, I'll talk to a lot of girls, but never be a pimp and fuck all of them. You could just say, oh, that's because you probably wouldn't have gotten them anyways, or you could have never pulled it off. You could say that. And you could say that's true.
My blade is already sheathed.
There we go. Saying that just wasn't that good. Don't get me wrong, it's probably really cool. It's probably really fun.
Over.
But then, even now, that's disgusting. Like, that's what I don't understand. Why do people like trains? Why do people run trains on trains? I don't get that shit. Like, that's probably like the gayest shit I could ever think of. Like, just think about that. Like, you're tag teaming that shit for like that's fucking disgusting. That's why, for example, Lily Phillips, Bonnie Blue, that whole situation. That's why I feel like for all the dudes who attended that, y'all are all weird as fuck. Y'all are all weird. Like, it's fucking weird. Especially Bonnie Blue. She went after like barely legal 18-year-olds. for her 1,000 years. Do it for barely related. It's like, what the fuck? Like, kids that just, like, that's so weird, dude. And it's like, what's the thrill of tag team teaching with another man? Like, that's just not, that's fucking weird. It's so fun. Maybe it's like, it's just the thought of like two dudes pretty much punishing this girl, punishing a chick. Pretty much. That's just what it is. It's just a slaughterhouse. Like, I don't think us as humans are equipped to deal with something like this. Like,
my blade
if you're in a train, like, you will not be the same person when you first do it. Like, you're just a different type of person. But then it's like the threesomes, you can say the same thing with women. You know, that's weird. You should be doing threesomes. As a man, you should be doing threesomes. But with women, at least, it's a little bit more, you know, pregnant. That's what yeah.
I swear on my blade.
It's more friendly. User friendly. It's only one difference. You know what I'm saying? It's only one. But if it's a train, it's two. And one, like, it's weird. It's really fun. Weird. That orgy, like, all that freaky shit, that ditty shit, is just weird. Couldn't do it. Couldn't see myself doing it. I would have to be really fucked up, drunk, or all
over.
To even consider having a, you know, or a friend. Do something that's fun. Absolutely. I'm okay with it.
My blade is already sheathed.
I'd be okay. But train? Fuck. It's either I get her or you get her. That's just how it is. I'm not doing it.
It's over.
Blow, blow, blow away your troubles! Yeah!
You know. So far as my content goes, you know, are we gonna have more conversations and more chats like M4 Yaps? Maybe. Here and there, maybe. Like, even the episodes themselves have been, like, spaced out, spread apart. I think the last episode I made, and I can probably pull it up. The last episode on M4 Yaps was, like, fuck. How long ago was that? How long ago was that M4 Yaps? It was, like, at least 5 months ago. Yeah, this was like, yeah, August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, 5 months ago. I wish I could have more chats like this. I really do.
My blade is already sheathed.
Honestly, that's what I do. You know, maybe I might help them with these videos. Maybe I might help them. Maybe someone sees this and is like, hey, I can relate to this. You know? Maybe I'm not alone in how I'm doing. Maybe I'm not alone in my environment.
It's over.
That my environment sucks. Maybe I'm not going. Like, someone understands.
So Kagu is here! Yeah!
Like, I am just a man on the internet. Doing himself, literally. Like, it's as genuine as I'll become, you know? Like, shit. And it's like, the thing about my environment is just like, I'm black, right? So, we all know this. Or if you don't, now you do. I'm black. There's this thing in our culture that's very toxic. Even with every race, there's a toxic culture behind it. there is the white people, the slavery. That's just the that's the most common thing. So, am I gonna win all of it? Probably not. Because I don't know.
Blow, blow, blow away your
Black
trouble!
people is
Yeah!
There's no time to lose.
I know this is the dog like opening the gate and shit. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, with like culture and stuff. My culture, black culture, I won't say it's even black culture. I'll say nigga culture. Because that's just what it is. Just a bunch of niggas being crash outs on the internet. Like, you can't escape it, honestly. And I feel like it's getting worse in the US. It's getting worse. Like, because in a few years, the US is going to be predominantly black, meaning that black people are going to be the main. They're not gonna be the minorities anymore. They're gonna be the majority. So it's not even whatchamacallit. Fuck is this about? Oh shit. As I'm fucking Corin. You're not as I'm Rena. Yeah, those are these photos are wrong. But yeah, the culture to me, black culture to me is just like, or nigga culture to me is like very. It doesn't help us. I feel like it's not progressive. Like, I feel like for me at least, it's not helping us change the narrative that, oh, we're just like black people are just a bunch of niggas. Or like that's literally no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like oh yeah, black people are all just crash outs. They're all a bunch of niggas. Like, look at this video of a black person killing another black man for some dumb shit over some cash. Or, oh, here's a black person stealing food from another black person. Like, here's another black person killing another black man for essentially no reason, because of gang affiliation and gang ties, you know? And I'm not saying to that population of people, I get it. I don't get it, honestly. I don't. I know my parents get it, because that's... It's like... I'm really confused by what the fuck I'm seeing. Alright. Okay, that was it. Okay. But it's like, I'm tired of it, you know? I'm tired of my population, or my, you know, the ugly side of my culture just being the being the one that everyone sees, you know? Like, I'm tired of just feeling like if I'm not this way, or if I'm not a nigga, if I'm not a crash out, if I'm not listening to rap music, or if I'm not listening to this certain type of music, or if I'm not being this way, if I don't have dreadlocks, or if I don't have fucking the coolest clothing, you know, like that if I'm not these things, I'm not black. I'm tired of feeling that way. And it's bullshit, because it's the people. It's just like, if I'm not doing these things, or if I'm not feeling this way, like, it's bullshit. I feel like it's all bullshit at the end of the day. Like, or, oh, that it's just like it's all bullshit. I know, for me, I've been called white most of my life. Sometimes jokingly by my friends, other times by other black people. Not just, you know, not the case. no, oh, you're white, because I'm not a crash out, because I'm not doing these, I'm not rapping these. Like, for the longest time, I thought that this culture was nice, this culture was cool, everyone, because they're just like me, they're just black, but that's just the thing. We're all black, but what we have in interest in common, like what we have in common and what's interesting to us is just not the same, because with my teammates, especially in high school, we all played basketball. We were all black. Most of us were black, but we weren't actual friends, like we were friends, but we weren't, close like friends should be. We were just acquaintances who just had the same thing in common. Nothing more, nothing less. Even with how we played, it was just stupid. Like, and then with Warner, that was just my final straw. Not only was I playing with, most of the time, I was playing with, basketball players, people who enjoyed the sport just as much as me. I was hanging out with crash outs almost every single day. Every day I would hear something about someone doing some dumbass shit. Some real stupid shit. Or, oh, they're talking to this girl, or they're running a train on this girl. Or just gossip and all this untrue things about people. Or even if they were true, I'm sure they didn't want everyone to hear about it. And it's just the same fucking conversations every single day. And it's just frustrating me. It's sad to see this. Like for me, since, that's just not how I rock, that's just not my cup of tea, Like gossip, I'll do it. Like, we've all done it. But that being, like, my main source of, like, excitement, like, oh, this guy did this, or this person did this, like, that's just, I don't care. I don't care enough to talk about people like that. And if I do, it's usually about some dumbass shit. For example, this one dude at my old school, is when I met Icy. This MF, he has special needs, He has special needs, and every time he got, like, excited, like, really, really excited, the teacher told him to go into, like, the opposite room where you could see nobody, and just have his tricycle out, and start pedaling that shit. So, literally, he was just, even sometimes in class, he was doing it. He was on his tricycle, his little tricycle, just pedaling along. It was fucking crazy. It was fucking hilarious. And there was this other time when we were coming back in from PE and we have to dress back into our clothes to, go home, right? Tell me why in one of these instances the teacher opened the door, because again, he was taking so long in the bathroom that nobody was able to change. The lights were off and he was in his underwear talking to himself. Explain that shit to me. Like, this was the shit I was seeing every day. It was crazy. Or every fucking time that the room was quiet, he would always say some shit. He would say some shit like this. This is the exact wording. Do-do-do-do-y. He would always do that. I don't know why he did. Or, shit, there was times when, my friends, like me and my friends, even Icy, we were fucking with him one time, saying shit like Africa. We were just saying the word Africa, like the continent, just to fuck with him. And every time he heard Africa, he got so mad for the dumbest reason. It was fucking hilarious. I'm like, bro, there's no way. He was like, stop. Stop. Like, he got so pissed. Like, it got so bad to the point that we were bullying him so badly to the point that the teacher just said, "Yo, if you say Africa, you're getting written up, bro. You're getting written up." That was how bad it was. It was so fucking bad. I like looking back at it. I'm kind of like, damn. I was really an asshole back then. I was really an asshole. But fuck, that shit was still funny. That shit was still really funny. Like, bro, it's just like, what the hell? And there was this other time when me and him, not me and him, we were playing kickball and shit. We were playing fucking kickball. And when it came his turn to kick, he kind of kicked it. Like, when he kicked it, it was kind of bad. It was like a shit kick, you know? It was easy pickup. Clean out, you know? Easy out. Tell me why did one of my friends at the time, one of my friends picks up the ball, runs beside him the entire, like, literally, he didn't stop. Like, bro did not stop. The dude with special needs, he was literally running around the bases. He was trying to juke him out, but he was so slow. He couldn't do anything. He was running. He ran to first base, ran to first base, second base, cut back to second base, went back to the first base, did a circle around the first base, ran halfway into second base. Like, dude, he did this for like 5 minutes straight. He did this shit for 5 minutes straight, trying his hardest not to get out. And we were all dying. We were fucking laughing. Even the teacher at the time, which I was not a fan of, literally wasn't a fan of at the time. Wasn't a fan of. Was laughing. It was hilarious. The funniest shit ever. Golly. That shit was funny. But, shit. Back into the whole thing about black culture. Yeah, I don't get why black culture is like this. I don't get why people expect this from black people. It's because, like, you see this all the time on the internet, or, you know, you see this all the time from the internet mainly. That's what I come to realize. Or you know people who are just complete crash outs, or shit, with the stories that I'm telling you right now with that dude with special needs at my old school. Like, it's because you see it so many times, you expect it, you have that judgment that the next person who has special needs is just gonna be like the last dude. That's what I think is the case with just black people. Like, you look at them, you're like, oh, here we go, another crash out. You see them with the hair, same same clothes, same hair. They talk, they have this slang, the same slang and everything, and it's like, oh, okay, he's gonna be another crash out. Like, all right, time to treat him like a minority. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to think about. Black people are going to be the majority running in America than white people, and that's another thing, and that's where we get to my next point. I don't get why, like, everything to black people is just black and white. I don't get it. It's like sometimes. And I think mainly what this is coming from is, you know, at my house, you know, I'm not going to name names, but, you know, it's always this notion of that, oh, look what this white person did. Not all the time, but in, like, subtle instances. Like, in subtle instances, it's like, oh, it's the white people. White people do this, white people do that. It's like, okay. Like, who gives a fuck, you know? Like, who cares? You know? And it's just weird, because I know other people do the same thing about everyone else, and it's like, why do you care so much about what this race is doing, or what that race is doing? Why do you guys care so much? Like, that has nothing to do with you. Like, who cares? You know? And it's like, for us, I feel like, too, as a black person, we ask for too much. Like, don't you guys get that feeling every time? Like, every commercial you see, or every commercial you see, or every movie that you see. Not even every movie, but some modicum of just, oh, we're just gonna add this. Like, it just feels like, for me, it's like we asked for so much from everyone else. Like, oh, we just have, like, for example, what's a good example of this happening? Like, fuck, I don't. Or with, for example, a lot of backlash from the Ariel movie when they just plopped in a black actor. But I think the reason is because, one, at the time I was outraged when that happened, you know, because it was like, oh, what the hell? Ariel's supposed to be white, but she's black, you know. But now it's like, okay, it doesn't matter. It's a live action film of a kids movie in like the fucking 40s. All right, like it's okay, you know, it's all right, you know. Like, to me, it just feels like they just plopped in a black person just because they're black, not because they actually deserved it, you know. And that's my thing about, like, oh, we just asked for too much. That's one of those examples. Like, I don't want to see like any of my people take a role just for the fact that they're black. I don't want to see that, because what does that paint for everybody else? That, oh, we just need a handout. Like I feel like if you work for something, it doesn't matter what race, skin color, gender, sex, religion, no matter what. I feel like you should deserve that role because you worked hard to get that role, not because you're a specific skin color. Or, I would say for most movies, yes. For most movies, you work to that role because you actually worked to get that role. Now, if you're trying to do something like, you're trying to be realistic to this actual real story, like a movie has like a real story and shit, right? And you need a specific actor to do it, then yes, that makes sense. Then yeah, go for it all you want. That's whatever. But for like 80% of movies, 90%, 80 to 90% of movies, it should just be worked for. It just should be. Like, you gotta work to get your shit. You just can't expect a handout, you know. And that's just life in general. And even then, I understand, like, oh, if I work hard, I'm still gonna get screwed over, and I understand that. That's happened to me before. Shit, that's happened to me a lot, especially on the court. I got screwed over, and it's fucked. It's honestly fucked. But what are you gonna do about it? Like, there's not really much you can do about it. But still, let's go back to the startup tower. You know? But so far, in terms of just, you know, finding myself in my journey, it's been hard, you know, just without basketball. Like, I still feel like, even after everything, with what just happened with Warner and what happened with Countryside, it's like, what the fuck? I could have been playing for actual schools, like legitimate schools, you know. Like, all I needed for out of that high school senior year was that one good season. That's literally all I needed, and I would have been going places, because I was pretty decent. I don't like to brag about my achievements in basketball, though there wasn't a lot. We didn't win any national titles or district championships. I didn't win any of those. We could have. I could have been a two-time district champion or a one-time regional champion. I could have been that. Really. Realistically, we had the pieces to do it. But it's the fact that for all of us, really, we just were not focused. And I will admit to myself too that I was just not focused. though I did put the time in, though I did put the effort in, I can say that as many times as I want. But at the end of the day, we just were not focused. We just weren't. And just now being, just out of the limelight of basketball, there are still teams to this day at this moment that are still asking me up on like offers, and shit, it's just I feel like for me I just can't take them, because a lot of the opportunities that I'm having here over at like SPC, like I just can't pass that up or just see this as just a side hustle and I just get back on the court. Like this year originally was for me to do a year at SPC, then get on the team and just forget everything else. Live like, just be on campus, play basketball for 2 years, and then go to a 4-year and keep playing. That was originally what this year was going to be. But now I don't know anymore. Now it's like after working with staff, working with like just working at Student Life, it's changed my perspective on just basketball in general. Because outside of it, it's like, what am I? Without basketball, there really isn't much to who I really am. There's not just a lot of things for me to say that, oh, I do this or I do that. It's just not interesting. And I think finding yourself, especially now, just finding yourself is way more important than just playing basketball. A kid's game. Like, there are dudes out there who are like 30 years old still playing basketball. And they've literally just fucked themselves over for most of their life. Because they've been putting it off, so like they literally give themselves more time to play basketball instead of facing the reality that the ball is going to stop at some point. In the NBA, there's only I think 30 plus teams, 15 team rosters. So there's only so many people who make it to the NBA. And there are only so many people who even make it to college. There's only so many people who do. So it's like, if you feel like, I can just keep playing basketball for as long as I want, or I'm going to make it to the NBA, it's hard. It's really hard. And I think my dad said this one time. Like, if you aren't getting those looks, or if you're not being told that, oh, you could actually do something, if you don't have the height to do it, if you're not 6'5", 6'6", and not a lumbering postman, like, if you're not tall at all, then it's like, forget it, dude. It's hard. Only 1% of those people who are like short, like an Isaiah Thomas or a Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, Stephen Curry, like the point guards, the short point guards, Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell's 6'4". No, he's 6'1". No, he's 6'1". Like, those people, you have to really work hard at it. It's either, if you feel like you're slacking off a little too much, it's like, it's probably not for you. It's probably not the best thing to do. Like, it's hard doing this shit. It really is. And it takes a toll on you. Not only physically, it takes a toll emotionally. Emotionally, mentally, it's a taxing sport. And I'm starting to realize now that maybe it's just not in my interest to pursue basketball as much as I did before. Because I'm not going to work hard at it again. I'm just not. Or at least that's what it feels like. Like, if I work hard at it, I'm just going to get disregarded again. Or if I work hard at it, I'm just going to go back into the same culture that doesn't like me for being me. That's how I see it now. It's like, basketball is just, it's a nigga sport. I'll just say it, it's a nigga sport. It just is. Like, if you don't feel the same way that these other people feel, particularly black people feel, like it's not gonna be a fun experience. And I'm noticing that now. It's not really fun. Like, there's more to my story than just basketball, you know? This is only just a small subpart of what my story is. You know? Like, I haven't even talked about the actual origin story. Which, you know, I think it's time we do talk about it. So right now, it's the 26th of January. In about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, Valentine's Day is going to show up. And I hope you guys have a good Valentine's Day. Like, it's particularly just not my holiday. Like, it never has. And particularly, I don't think it ever will. But I think it's time we do talk about this Valentine's Day story. Because I wanted to talk to you guys about this. It's the origin story to just... It's the origin story. It's what started it all for me. Started me to change just who I am, who I was, how I thought. And it was a really emotional time in my life. Like, really, really bad, you know. But here it goes. So on December, me and this girl, you know, we was having a little entanglement. You know, we liked each other, right? It was nice. I asked her out around December. She said yes, she agrees. And for that month and a half, it was just nothing but vibes. It was cool. I known her for a while. She known me for a while. I think it was like 6th grade, 6th grade. This story that I'm telling you it was like 9th grade. So 4 years later. We're just chatting, we're having fun. You know, it was chill. And on February, I'd say on Valentine's Day, I get this call, right? And it's from her. And she just told me straight up that, yo, I just kissed another dude on Valentine's Day. And for me, I was just like, what the fuck? Like two things were in my mind. One, why would you do that? And two, what the fuck's going on? Like, I was like so shocked that I didn't know how to react. Like, literally. That was how bad it was. I was just like, dog, what? Then she gave me this bullshit story talking about oh, well, this dude was leaving to Canada, like my best friend was leaving to Canada, and you know, he fell down, and that's when he got up and he kissed. I was like, what? Like, two things could have happened. Like, literally, it was a bullshit story. Even now, I'm like thinking about it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. If he kissed you, right? Why didn't you just push him or like? Why wouldn't you do anything about it? That's the thing. And she was like, oh, well, I was so in shock that I just stood there and did nothing. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's how dumb this bitch was, bro. I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. Like, it was so fucking stupid. I didn't understand it. And I know, talking about it, how I am now, it's definitely not how I felt back then. Like, parts of it, yeah, but like how I feel about it now, it was like, what the fuck? For Valentine's Day? You cheat on me on Valentine's Day? Like, shit, at least give a dude, you know, another day. At least give me Valentine's Day before you cheat on me. Shit, but fuck. You know? Like, give me another day. At least let me have Valentine's Day, you know? Let me enjoy myself on that day. But yeah, you see, that didn't go too well, you know? And this was right before the time of COVID started. So, after that goes down, after that weekend, I was just I didn't speak a word to anyone for that week. That entire week that we were there, I didn't say a word. I was just... I didn't say a word to anyone. It was like, you get the point, but it was just bad. It was really bad. Like, it was hard for me to look up at people and talk to them, because the idea of getting cheated on, right? Especially on Valentine's Day. And you look around, you look at couples and shit, like, it does something to you. It literally does something to you. And it was just hard for a while trying to cope with that idea. Even now, it's just looking back at it, it's hard to cope with now. And don't worry, more of the story is gonna come. Like, a lot more happened to it. So, yeah, that happens. COVID starts, and I don't see her for like 6 months. Next year rolls by, and we're in the second semester. I decide to come back for some classes, online, face-to-face classes. And of course, you know, as per usual, she was there. You know, we had the same class for like Spanish. I think it was like Spanish or some shit. You know, had that class. There was times where like she would like offer, or at times she would just tell me, hey, can you help me with this homework? I sometimes agreed to it. At times it was hard for me to talk to her, because it just, what happened a few years, like a year and a half prior, a year ago, it was hard for me to talk to her like I would normally, as it feels like 5th grade again. It was just like, what the hell. But yeah, after that goes, after like 10th grade, I think in 11th grade, that's when I decided to go to my second high school, like Countryside. That's when I decided, hey, I'm just gonna go to Countryside. Like hey, y'all can have this. I'm just gonna go. Like, I've outgrown the place. It was falling down. It was on a decline. I'll tell about the decline. I'll talk to you guys about the decline at a next time. I'll write that down in my notes. But yeah, you know, I decided, you know, fuck it. You know, that's when I decided to build myself back up. Found a new girl. That was chill for a while. And it wasn't until this year, right? I haven't talked to her in like years. Like, after 10th grade, I didn't hear a word from her. So about 11, 12, for about 3 years. For 3 years. Didn't talk to her for 3 years. Because what was the fucking point? Like, you're just gonna cheat on me on Valentine's Day. Like, you're dead to me at this point. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, 3 years. So, this year, I would say 2 months into the first semester of this year, I'm just doing my work. I'm BSing. You know, I'm just walking around. I come back, and guess who I fucking see? I see my ex in my school, my college, SPC. I see her. And the first thing I do is just walk away, honestly. Because again, I haven't seen her in 3 years. I didn't keep track of her. I didn't care. I didn't want to know what she was doing. I didn't give a fuck. And the fact that she was here, and she's still here, by the way, it just, the feelings, the emotions, the anger, like all of that shit from long ago, it started coming back, and I just started to just loathe everything about it. I loathed everything about it. It was so fucking bad. Like, I was talking to my friends about it. Shit, I don't think even of my coworkers know about this shit. They don't know about it. It was just horrible. Fucking horrible. And it was just hard for me to just even think, because those feelings and those red hot emotions were coming back again every time I saw her. And get this, it gets worse. It gets a whole lot worse. Right now, tomorrow, my first class at 8 o'clock, guess who I get to see? That's right, I get to see her again. because we have the same fucking math class. See, there's a lot of things in my life that I just skim past, you know. Looking back at it, telling these stories, I just have tunnel vision. Like, it's hard for me to tell you guys my story without the painful parts of it. Like, that one being the most painful. Like, but even when it came to basketball, when I was doing good, there's people who didn't like me. Well, obviously, you guys know that. Like, they had animosity over me because I was doing good, you know, I was working hard, you know, putting the time in, the effort in, and they wanted what I had, you know. But that's not what I was talking about. But we'll get back to that in a second. I don't think we are, but whatever. But some parts of it, man, like, it's just so fucking bad. Like I'm legit sweating. Just of that thought that on Monday I have to see her face again. Like, I have to see her face again and again and again and again until this year is over. And that's the thing. She knows where I work. She knows where I work. This chick that I dated from all those years ago, she knows where I work. She knows where I'm at. Hell, she sees me in the events, but she doesn't say a word to me. And that's honestly how I prefer it. Because if we were to talk, I don't think I would have anything nice to say. Honestly. There wouldn't be anything nice for me to say. And it's just like, why have you came back? You know, like, why? Like, all that pain and all that anger you've caused me, don't get me wrong, it's helped. Like, I won't say that was all for nothing. Like, I had to go through something like that at some point. I don't think you guys should have had to go through it. You guys should never go through getting cheated on. I hope you guys ever go through that. It's so fucked. So fucked. Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I'm not crying. I'm not sad. A lot of these feelings that I had, they're dead, it feels like. You know? Like, it's hard for me to get really mad about the situation, because I just knew it was some bullshit, even from all those times back then. It was all bullshit. Like, I wish you guys don't have to go through that. I really do. Like, cause that shit, it did change me. And shit, relationships are hard. You know? Like, that's just only like the first half of it. Like, relationships are so fucking hard to maintain, especially now with the internet. Like, it just sucks. Like, we're more closely connected as humans ever than any other generation before us, and I still find it so fucking hard to connect with people. It could be off of the fact that I played basketball for over 13 years and I never really connected with anyone outside of that sport, or the fact that I never got to really see myself or really get to explore what I liked, what I don't like. Even now, it's more or less the same. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am still. Like, I know I like video games. There's a lot of things I like, but just who I am as a person, I just don't see it. And who knows, I might see it tomorrow, or I might see it 5 years from now, but I just know that for me, it's gonna take some time. And hopefully, you know, with this YouTube video, or with this channel, not to just blow up or just be a big sensational creator or any sort, you know, but just to explore who I am, you know. Because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. I'm not gonna be moral about it, but I'm just gonna say this: we're all gonna die at some point. And the views, the subscribers, the money, all of this, we can't take this with us. So it's like, hey, just have fun with it for what you have, and that's it. That was really fucking dark. It just really is. I've been through a lot in my life that definitely wasn't the best, you know. I didn't have the right people on my side. Didn't have the right people at times. Didn't have the right influences. Didn't have the things that, you know, really could have helped me throughout those times. Not saying that I was just broke or I was poor. Definitely not saying that. But just environment, influence. Just environment and influence, mainly. Relationships. Like, it's hard to talk to people. Especially, it's hard to even, like, go up to a girl or even cold approach a girl, you know? And that shit's hard. Because it's like, I spent so much time playing video games and playing basketball that it's been hard for me to connect with actual people. And I will admit that. Like, I was so dead set on playing video games and playing basketball that it low-key made me forget who I was. And I got a feeling some of you guys can understand that too. Like, really. Ultimately, final thoughts. You know, I like this episode. This episode, you guys get to really see, like, just the actual vulnerability of M4. You know, you get to see the vulnerability of me. You know, and that's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. Strength lies within vulnerability. To be a man, you have to be vulnerable. At some point, you will feel vulnerable, and it's like, how do you cope with it? How you deal with it is truly what I guess I'm missing it. It's how you become, you know, it's how you become a better person. It's how you improve. It's how you know, better fit for connections. You know, it's how you connect with people. Because we're all human at the end of the day. We all feel these emotions. We all go through these times of struggle. And even now with my current living situation, my then ex, you know, that I have to see tomorrow with this, with the same boring ass math class for college. It's like, literally. Or this bullshit culture that tells black people that you have to act a certain way or else you're not black. Like, just all of this shit, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy world out here. and I'm really happy I got to do this, because I was debating whether or not I should post this or really just have another M4 Yaps video, but shit, I really hope this saves. I don't want to go through this again. I really don't want to go through this again. Damn. Alright. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna do some homework, hopefully. I'll see you guys in another stream. Let me know down below if you even made it this far, because I know for my videos, my streams, nobody makes it to 3 hours and shit, because you guys have better things to do. Like, I'm only a small YouTube creator. I'm only a small creator, you know. I just do what I can. But yeah, till next time, guys. I'll see you. Yeah.